Welcome to ThreatSTOP DNS Firewall for Infoblox. In this short tutorial, we'll be covering what a DNS firewall is and why having one is critical to your network security. We'll cover some of the features of ThreatSTOP's DNS Firewall Cloud Security Service, and we'll show you how to add it to your Infoblox device in just a few easy steps. Let's get started. Protecting DNS is a critical part of your security posture. DNS is being used by virtually everything connected to your network. And with more of your employees working remotely, more of your staff being mobile, and IoT devices showing up everywhere, protecting DNS is more important than ever before. DNS is a vital infrastructure that keeps your business running, and without it, everything breaks down. But today's network threats and the attackers behind them depend on DNS as well, to discover your vulnerabilities, control your endpoints, exfiltrate your data, and deliver malware payloads. Today's attackers are taking advantage of the fact that creating new malware is easy. By October of 2016, over 96 million new malware variants had been observed, making signature and heuristics-based detection all the more difficult. But while malware payloads can be easily disguised and changed to avoid detection, the domains and IP addresses used to deliver and control that malware cannot be disguised. They must be real and connectable for attacks to be successful. And it's here, at the TCP, IP, and DNS infrastructure layers of the Internet, where ThreatSTOP can protect your network from attackers, regardless of the malware variant they're trying to use against you. By aggregating and curating live threat intelligence data about malicious IPs and domains, then automatically updating the ThreatSTOP firewall on your Infoblox device to protect against them, your network can be hardened against well-established and known threats, new and emerging threats, entire countries or regions, and malware that hasn't even been developed yet. With ThreatSTOP's cloud security service, your Infoblox device will automatically block or redirect bad DNS traffic using real-time updates and render attackers and their advanced malware powerless. DNS Firewall will prevent threats like ransomware and phishing attacks from completing, reduce overall infection rates on your endpoints, and show you which of those endpoints in your environment are infected by reporting on bad DNS queries when they get blocked, redirected, or put on a watch list. And because the DNS Firewall service functions at the network level, you can protect everything on your network that uses DNS, including laptops and desktops, servers and databases, smartphones, tablets, and every connectable IoT device. Adding an entire layer of network-wide protection to your defense-in-depth strategy has never been easier or more cost-effective. To make this possible, ThreatSTOP begins by aggregating global threat intelligence feeds from more than 50 reputable sources. These include law enforcement and government agencies, private trust groups, and commercially available sources from DShield, AlienVault, Farsight, and dozens more. This intelligence data is analyzed by our security team, cleaned up, and categorized by threat type for use in a security policy that will be applied to your Infoblox device. We've developed a robust platform to support all of this, including a threat and policy engine that minimizes the time between a new threat being observed and how rapidly your Infoblox device can be updated to protect against them. And ThreatSTOP does this all while maintaining the industry's lowest false positive rates and the highest hit rates against verified threats. Adding ThreatSTOP's DNS firewall to your Infoblox device is simple and straightforward. First, you'll choose a security policy to block certain threat types. Next, you'll configure your Infoblox device to run the DNS firewall service natively. Once protection is in place, the service will automatically send policy updates to your Infoblox device, and you'll be able to review reports and manage alerts about the threats being watched, redirected, or blocked on your network. In all, it only takes a few minutes to accomplish this and begin protecting your critical DNS layer. To try DNS Firewall on your Infoblox device free for 30 days, go to our website at www.threatstop.com. Then, click on the free trial link in the upper right. Once you've completed the fields, click Submit, and then use the email we send you to activate your new account. After activating your account, log in to our secure customer portal from our homepage using the customer login in the top right. Log into the portal using the email address and password you just created. From the portal homepage, select Devices from the navigation bar. Then, Add Device from the bottom right. You'll need to enter some basic information about the new device. First, give the device a nickname. Next, select the manufacturer Infoblox from the drop-down list. For model, select DNS Firewall. We'll need to enter the static public IP address of your Infoblox device. This IP address will be used to associate logs to enable reporting. Finally, select one of the 3 predefined security policies available for your device. When you finish these steps, click Next, and then Finish. We're now ready to configure the Infoblox device to run the ThreatSTOP service. To configure your Infoblox device for the ThreatSTOP DNS Firewall service, you'll need a couple pieces of information. The first is a ThreatSTOP TSIG key. You can request your trial TSIG key by contacting us at support@threatstop.com. You'll also need the full name of the security policy you selected in the ThreatSTOP portal. We selected this moderate DNS firewall policy. To get the full name for it, navigate to Policies and Lists, then open the DNS Firewall Policy tab. The full name of the zone ending in .local is what we'll need to copy and paste to a handy place, along with the TSIG key before taking the next steps. With our TSIG key and full policy name, we're ready to configure the Infoblox device. Open Grid Manager and log in. Once logged in, navigate to Data Management, and then DNS. You'll want to make sure you're on the Response Policy Zones tab. To add the ThreatSTOP RPZ, click the plus symbol. Then select Add Response Policy Zone Feed and click Next. In the name field, enter the full policy name we copied from the ThreatSTOP portal in a previous step, and make sure Policy Override is set to None. Then click Next. Now we'll add a secondary. Click the drop-down arrow next to the plus symbol and select Grid Secondary. Then click Select. And then Add. Click the drop-down next to the plus sign again, and this time select External Primary. In the name field, we'll enter the ThreatSTOP full policy name again. And in the address field, we'll enter ThreatSTOP's Anycast IP address, which is 192.124.129.51. Check the option to use TSIG, and for key name, enter ThreatSTOP-ThreatSTOP. For key algorithm, you'll want to select MD5. And for key data, paste in the trial TSIG key you requested from us. Once finished, click Save and Close. To save your configuration changes, you'll need to restart NIOS. Select Restart from the upper left and then Confirm in the window that pops up. The zone for your ThreatSTOP policy should now be visible. To confirm, click on the name of the policy and export it as a CSV list. When opening the CSV list, you should find 2 columns of data. In column A, IP addresses and domains, and in column B, the policy information and RPZ action. ThreatSTOP's DNS firewall should now be functional. You can validate this by using a test client. Make sure that the test client is pointing to the Infoblox device for DNS resolution. First, we'll verify that external DNS is working by performing an NS lookup on a known good domain, such as ThreatSTOP.com. The response should contain an IP address. Next, verify protection by performing NS lookup on bad.threatstop.com, a harmless domain that we add to all policies for testing and validation purposes. As you can see, it resulted in an NX domain, meaning that protection is in place. As a final step, we'll configure reporting for ThreatSTOP's DNS firewall. To do so, we'll need a VM that can collect the logs and securely upload them. Browse to dochub.threatstop.com and then click TSCM from the nav bar. Find the Infoblox NIOS instructions and click on them. These instructions will cover everything we've seen today, including setup and configuration of the virtual machine, including OVA files that can be downloaded for popular distributions. You'll need to stand up this virtual machine on the trusted or internal side of the same local network where your Infoblox device is currently running. We're ready to configure this virtual machine for logging functionality. To do so, use the command tsadmin add and then choose a nickname for your device. We're using NIOS1 in this demo. Next, use the command --type logger to add the logging functionality role. Enter yes when prompted. We'll need to enter the IP address for the Infoblox device we're collecting logs from. This needs to exactly match the IP address we entered in the portal at the beginning of this tutorial. We'll now add the IP address for the source of the logs themselves. This will be the trusted or local area network IP address for your Infoblox device. Enter it here. You can simply accept the defaults for the next couple of configuration questions. Verify that the log collection capability has been added by using the command tsadmin list. We're ready to configure NIOS for syslog and to send them to our newly created logger device. Open Data Management, then DNS, and click on the Members tab. Then click Grid DNS Properties from the menu on the right. Now click on Logging from the left menu. For Logging Facility, select Local 7. Under Logging Category, make sure the boxes next to both RPZ and Security have been checked. Then, save and close. You'll need to restart NIOS to commit the changes that you've made. And now for the external syslog server. Make sure you're on Grid, Grid Manager, and select the Members tab. From the right-hand menu, select Grid Properties, and then Monitoring. Check the box next to Log to External Syslog Servers, and use the plus symbol key to add a new syslog server. The address for the external syslog server is the address for the logger device we just added. For transport, select UDP. For interface, select the local area network. And for node ID, select host name. Scroll down to the section for Logging Category and select the option to send selected categories. From the list, select DNS RPZ and DNS Security using the arrows to move them to the selected column. Once complete, click Add, and then save and close. We'll need to restart the NIOS service one last time to commit the changes we've made for syslog facilities. We can now test that the log relay is functioning correctly. First, let's look at the location where we expect syslogs to be written. We can see that there are no syslog files present yet. Go back to your test client and query a known good domain such as ThreatSTOP.com. In this case, still no syslog file, which is to be expected, because it's not in the policy and therefore no RPZ action would be taken. Run the test again using bad.threatstop.com. We can see that a syslog file has been written, and upon inspection, we can verify that it does correspond to the query we just made. With DNS Firewall in place and the log relay device up and running, you'll be able to see the result of ThreatSTOP's protection by logging into the portal and navigating to the DNS Firewall Reports tab. This interactive reporting allows you to understand the protection delivered by DNS Firewall at a glance. with extensive filtering capability to zero in on the events most important to you. Summary reports allow you to quickly visualize blocks by threat type, by date, and allow you to rapidly identify infected client machines within your network most in need of remediation. Additionally, you can drill down into low levels of detail for each security event to access research and analytics tools that'll display contextual information and metadata about each individual indicator of compromise blocked by the DNS firewall. Thanks for watching. Be sure to visit ThreatSTOP.com to sign up for the free trial and see how powerful DNS Firewall is in your network.